Hey, what's up, my friends? So we're in the second week of September now. So I thought I would go ahead and make another what's on my quote-unquote intuitive radar for the week video. Really just kind of go over and share different, what I refer to as intuitive or empathic download, just things I'm picking up on that we may or may not see in the future. Yeah, just kind of talking about what I'm honing in on, what I'm picking up on empathically, intuitively, just kind of go over it and share it with you guys. So that's what I'm going to do in today's video. And just real fast before I get started and start sharing these with you guys, I think it's important to note that these are all kind of potential intuitive or empathic downloads. Doesn't mean these are all really high clarity. Doesn't mean all of these are going to be accurate intuitive predictions or come to pass. More than likely, most of these will probably be misses. There's also a pretty good chance that one or two of them will be accurate. But regardless of the clarity, these kind of like weekly videos where I just talk about what's on my intuitive radar. I just kind of go over everything. I just share it with you guys regardless. I'm talking about it for a bit and just kind of throw it out there. Yeah, so just want to explain real fast. And here we go. Okay, so first up, just got this the other day. I have empathic download there. The Golden Gate Bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge. And like it says there's the exact meaning, really not totally sure. A little vague, but some kind of incident or accident involving the Golden Gate Bridge possibly appearing in the news in coming weeks or so. Like I said, I just got this, put this out the 11th. I'm filming this on the 13th. We'll see how long it takes me to edit it and actually get on YouTube this time. But yeah, I very clearly picked up the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. I feel like I was picking up a bridge for a while now. I was picking up bridge a few weeks ago, and just 2 days ago specifically got the Golden Gate Bridge. It was a pretty clear download. I have the clarity around there as medium plus, which I don't really often put that medium plus kind of clarity rating there. So the Golden Gate Bridge was quite clear. I'm pretty confident we may see something in the news involving Golden Gate Bridge in the coming weeks or so. Now again, it's really recent. I know it's really vague. Some kind of incident involving the Golden Gate Bridge, kind of, like, okay, so, people are probably wanting a little more details, if I'm to make an accurate, intuitive, or empathic prediction based off this intuitive download. But again, it's so fresh for now, that's what I have. It's very much one I'm still honing in on. But yeah, I just kind of want to share it with you guys. That's definitely on my radar, something I'm trying to press into these days. Some kind of incident involving the Golden Gate Bridge. So I know that part was quite clear, and we'll see if I'm able to get any more details for that one. Okay, the next intuitive empathic download that I want to share with you guys. Put this one out September 9th. So I had empathic download here, Volcano. Kept getting this as both a download and a synchronicity. Quite a few synchronicities I was getting related to volcanoes. So I just put there possible news or eruption in coming weeks. I feel like it's possibly an island country. It may not be. But I feel like the synchronicity I was getting seemed to have some relation, possibly, to Tonga. And we saw just that absolutely, just massive, I want to say historic eruption in Tonga a year ago or so now. And so I feel like the synchronicity download I was getting was relating to Tonga. Now, I don't know exactly how to translate that. Meaning, I don't know if the volcano in the geographical location of Tonga is going to erupt again, or if that means it's going to be an island country, such as Hawaii, Japan, elsewhere in the world, or if it means that we're going to see an eruption the same size and scope of what we saw in Tonga. So there's a few different ways to what I call translate that, or how to interpret that intuitive or empathic download. But I was picking up pretty consistently, maybe not the highest, but at least consistently, I was kind of honing in on a volcano and just seeing a lot of synchronicities related to volcanoes. And I know I haven't gone too deep into the difference between a synchronicity or what I call synchronistic download or experience and an empathic download. There might be something I go into more detail in a future video. But for now, I just know I've been picking up a lot on volcano. So we'll see. I haven't got a specific location yet. Again, these are kind of fresh. I'm kind of just putting these out there, sharing them with you guys as I'm getting them. So a lot of these are so fresh. I'm still kind of working on them. I'm still honing in, still trying to get details, hone my intuition on him. But okay, now there's a chance we could see if I am tapping something real for this one, which I may not. But if I am, there's a chance we could see some kind of volcanic activity in the coming weeks or so. Yeah, so we'll see. Okay, and I was also picking up some kind of incident involving a plane, possibly a plane crash. And the way this intuitive download came was Amelia Earhart. Hopefully I spelled that correctly. Hopefully I got her name right. I should have researched that before putting this out, probably. But if you don't know, she's a famous explorer who her plane mysteriously crashed over the ocean, almost like the Pacific Ocean, and was missing. It's kind of a mystery related to an explorer. So again, the translation of the download, does this correlate more to the name? Is there someone, first name Amelia, last name Earhart, appearing in the news in some very significant news story in coming weeks? It's possible. It's also possible that this correlates to specifically a plane crash in water or some type of body of water in the coming weeks or so. Clarity for this one, not the highest. You can see I put low plus. Put this out September 6th. Now I also added that comment there. I also felt like I was trying to hone my intuition a little more. I felt like I was possibly picking up a single engine plane. Now how clear that is, this download was a little low. The clarity was a little low, or not the highest to begin with, and just felt like I would stretch my intuition there, trying to pick up the type of plane. But we'll see. We'll see for this one. Again, the clarity not the highest. This is just kind of what's on my intuitive radar for the week, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. Although technically this is the first week of September, but I don't think I mentioned it yet, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if there's some kind of incident involving plane crash. I have been seeing some plane synchronicities last week or so it makes me believe that this does correlate to an actual incident or accident involving a plane, possibly over some type of body of water. Could be a larger plane, could be a smaller plane. Felt like I was getting a smaller plane. But we'll see. It's kind of a heavier one. As I've said before, I tend to pick up on heavy things. So this isn't one I'd be happy you're wrong about. But I guess time will tell if I'm tapping into something real for this one. And again, it's one I'm trying to press into, get more details for. It's a little vague as it is. But for now, that's what I have for that one. Okay, and another one picked up on kind of the first week close to the second week of September. Some kind of news story involving an incident or accident involving a trapeze artist. It's another one that could be kind of heavy. If someone is on a high place trapeze, if there's some kind of accident, could be a pretty bad injury. Now they tend to have nets underneath, so I would hope everyone would be okay. Again, if I am tapping something real for this one. But the clarity for this one, really not the highest. It's one of those ones that it was enough. I put it out on my Twitter. But we'll see. Just again, it's kind of something I was tapping into, so I thought I'd mention it in this video. And then picked this one up on this the first week of September. Picked up possible tectonic activity occurring in the Philippines. Now the download related to Philippines was quite clear. The clarity is pretty high. Now specifically tectonic activity wasn't quite as clear. Now I put this out September 3rd, and since then there's been a 4.5 magnitude earthquake, I want to say in or off the coast of the Philippines. So it's quite possible this one has already come to pass. But I picked it up, and it's possible it could correlate to an even larger earthquake later in the month. Again, another one I'd be happy to be wrong about. But just thought I'd mention it, just in case. Specifically for this next empathic prediction, and put it up about a week ago or so now. Put this out September 3rd. This is a really interesting one. And I just mean, it can be heavy, but I mean interesting and just not what may occur, but just the amount of details I've picked up for this one. I have gotten so many downloads and synchronicities related to a hand injury, someone losing their hand in the last 2 weeks. I can't even tell you guys. It's hardly a day has gone by where I've gotten some intuitive download or synchronicity related to some kind of news story involving someone, I say hand injury, but it's really been losing their hand. That's where the clarity is the highest. some kind of a news story, and possibly the coming weeks, of someone losing their hand. Now, I've gotten other details where the clarity is higher at some points, lower at some points. I felt like I was picking up a dog. Specifically, was getting dog, which led me to believe, if I'm translating it correctly, is this intuitive message I've been given. Someone having their hand kind of very seriously injured or taken off by a dog. Felt like I was picking up possibly in relation to law enforcement. So possibly a canine unit. There's a few different, and I mentioned this in my last video, there's a few different ways to translate that. It's a canine dog that attacks a civilian in kind of an overly aggressive way. Could also be a police officer gets his hand attacked. There's a few different ways to translate it. I don't know if I've gotten any more clarity since the original video I made. Maybe I'll do a link this in any video. You can check that out if you're curious. I go into a lot more details for this one and that one. The original video I made in this one. But since I've made that video, I've gotten more downloads and synchronicities. Not more clarity, but just kind of repetition of hand injuries, dog attack, someone losing their hand. I mentioned this in the first video, but I picked up the name Buster Keaton. I'll just share this with you guys. I haven't gone too much into what some of the downloads are like, but it was... I was going for a bike ride, and I very specifically got a very clear intuitive download of Buster Keaton. Just the name came to me, Buster Keaton. Didn't know who that was, I'd never heard it before. I thought maybe it was some athlete, and I just made a mental note. Okay, I'll do some research on that name when I get home. 30 seconds, I'm still on my bike. 30 seconds, hardly 30 seconds goes by. I get that intuitive download of Buster Keaton. I hear someone shouting that I'm biking past a park, and I hear someone shouting for their dog. And they're going, Buster, get back here, trying to get their dog's attention. And that is what I refer to as kind of a synchronicity or a synchronistic experience, where I got this intuitive download, the name Buster Keaton. 30 seconds later, someone is calling for their dog named Buster. And I had other experiences prior in that week. This was about a week ago or so when I put this tweet. September 3rd there, so about 2 weeks now. Well, I had other prior experiences with dogs, and there was a dog on the loose, and I was going for a walk, and won't go into detail about all of them. But then, anyway, I come back from that bike ride, I researched Buster Keaton. Turns out he was an actor from the early 1900s or so, who lost his hand in a freak accident. Now, he was involved like a hanger, got caught in a hanger, and he tripped. So some kind of very just freak accident, which he literally lost his hand. And yeah, so I was just getting all these intuitive downloads related to hand injury, losing a hand, and then I got that very specific Buster Keaton download with that synchronistic experience related to a dog, which leads me to believe it's someone would be attacked by a dog, losing their hand. And there's been even more. I go to more detail in my original video, so I won't repeat myself. But just, yeah. Of all the ones I'm sharing with you guys, what's on my intuitive radar for the first/second week of September, the clarity is not low for some of the other ones, but this one is very much, this one's really on my radar. This is the one I've kind of put a pin in to see if we see some new story in the coming weeks of related to this, if I'm accurately, empathically predicting this one. If there's any, I would say it's this one I'm sharing with you guys. Now, I did get an intuitive download, kind of, it seemed to correlate to possibly Halloween. So it's possible we could see this occur sometime before or around or even on Halloween. So I'm filming this September 13th. So it's about a month and a half or so away. So it could be kind of a ways away. But if I am tapping into something real for this one, it certainly seems so. Well, it's possible it still could be a miss. That does happen when you're trying to hone into intuition. From the experiences and downloads I've had, it certainly seems like I'm tapping into something real for this one. So we'll see. So if you guys anyone's watching this, you're kind of listening to this one. One, if you've made it this far, thank you for sticking around. And two, it's very possible you could be getting some details about a story before it occurs. Again, could always be a miss, but this is an interesting one for sure. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you guys. Alright, my friends, I think that's all I have for you guys for this video. Sorry for that random jump or edit there. I accidentally lost the last end of that video, so I'm just recording this before I upload it. But that's mostly just what I wanted to go over, highlight, and share with you guys. kind of, again, just what's on my quote-unquote intuitive radar. Sorry again it took me so long to upload this. I'm still learning how to YouTube, I suppose. Good news is it won't be very long or much of a wait before I have the what's on my intuitive radar for the 4th week of September. Yeah, but just, again, thank you, my friends, for listening. No matter where you are in the world, be safe, my friends, and I'll see you in a future video.